Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2, and I'm back again with another movie review. Recently, I decided to watch Flushed Away, which I'd seen years ago, and I could still consider myself an Anglophile way back then, and seeing it the second time, I actually got more of the references, being more familiar with British culture and all that, and there were quite a few jabs at American culture too, and they made fun of our stereotypical Hicks here. They were from Texas, which some Hicks do come from that part of the country, but I have to say, no matter where you go, you're going to find Hicks, no matter what you do. But it was kind of funny that they did that, and lots of pop culture references. I mean, they came very quickly, and you had to be very astute to catch on to them. Um, I'm a fan of Aardman animation, have been ever since Wallace and Gromit, and I even like Shaun the Sheep, even though Shaun the Sheep is directed toward a younger viewing audience. I really haven't watched it recently, but it's very clever, just like this is. And if one thing that the Brits really do well is clever writing, and they make their puns bearable. Unlike with us, we tend to be overt with our puns, and they're more subtle. Um, it was amusing. It was heartwarming. It's basically this story about a pampered rat. His name is Roddy St. James. He's voiced by one of my favorite actors, Hugh Jackman. Um, he uh, he lives this um, golden lifestyle, so to speak. But things start to change when Sid comes up from the sewers into his life just out of happenstance, unexpectedly, and his entire world is turned upside down, especially when Sid flushes him down the toilet. Um, it's this breathtaking world once he arrives there. It's just like London, only smaller, and everything is rat-sized. It's or mouse-sized. Um, it kind of reminded me of A Bug's Life, except everything is, well, for rodents. And it has that same kind of vibe to it, I thought. Um, it's really a tremendous film. I absolutely love it, and the slugs are hilarious. I just think that they're so funny. They're great comedic relief, and there was one scene, and being a Doctor Who fan, right now I thought for a moment it was a Dalek coming out of the darkness, and it does look like a Dalek at first when it comes out, but it's basically this little buoy, and little slugs are stuck on it, and they're singing "Don't Worry, Be Happy" to Roddy as he laments, well, silently about his predicament. Um, this has really snappy writing. There are a lot of um, kind of prejudicial jokes about the French, and some about, of course, Americans. They kind of jab a little bit at us Yanks over here, which, I didn't find anything wrong with it. I thought it was actually accurate. As far as animated films are concerned, I would consider this 3.5 out of 4. And it's really beautifully done, and as usual, Aardman does a spectacular job, and the voice casting is sensational. I love Hugh Jackman as Roddy. I just think that he does a great job, and as usual, I love to hear him singing, because that's basically where his career took off, was in showbiz, on the stage. I'm not really sure what else to say about the film itself, but if you're a fan of Aardman, definitely see it, because it should belong in your classics. It's that good. And as far as villains are concerned, the Toad and the Frog are very amusing. They're more funny than anything else. They're meant to be intimidating, but they're really not. They're your basic buffoons, and of course you've got Spike and Whitey, and they are so funny. I love Spike and Whitey so much. They're just they're hilarious, and I mean all the characters are so likable and enjoyable, even the villains. And there's extra footage on the DVD with the slugs singing, which makes it all that much more worthwhile. And it's just a magnificent movie, and it's one of my favorites, and still remains one of my favorites to this day. So it still gets 2 thumbs up from me, and I love it, and it makes me love the British that much more. And if you haven't seen it, then I definitely will recommend it. I won't give away any plot points or spoilers. The only spoiler I gave was Roddy getting flushed down the loo, which from the title, "Flushed Away," it's pretty obvious, but it's funny how it comes to that point because it's all very um, very amusing how it actually comes to this, and very snappy in the way it's written, very witty, very very British. It's that wit and whim that they have. It's spectacular. I think it's one of my favorite things about Brits is just how funny they are and how imaginative and creative and crafty with words and with their writing as also. So if you haven't had a chance to see Flushed Away, I would definitely do it. It's really not that expensive. You can get it on Amazon for just pennies on the dollar, and it's definitely worth your while. It's an amazing film.